Hey guys, Sabawoon King is here, and we're here with Jenna Peace.
Hi.
She's running for the executive chairperson.
Yeah, with the Durham College Students League.
Right. Yeah, I messaged her. I think it was Friday. I messaged you. Yeah, right after Long's class because I'm in his class too in the short history class. So yeah, before you came in, he told us about you and how he I would vote for a person that has last name Peace because it probably is a good thing to vote for somebody that has that.
There's a lot behind that name.
Really? So you can
There's a lot. Just the name, the word itself, it has so much meaning to so many different people that I can't not be the good person in this. Right. So.
Who is it? Your family last name?
It is. It's my dad's side. It's Irish.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how far back everyone came over to what we now call Canada.
Right, yeah.
However, we have a whole family crest. We're the dove.
Oh, wow.
The whole thing, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, my original last name or real last name is Wafa. That means loyalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of when people that ask me and then I tell them the meaning, like Sabawoon means morning and then Wafa means loyalty, I'm like, they're like, how does that work? And I'm just like, I don't know, my parents gave me that last name and the first name, so it's just like that. They're like, well, okay. But in social media, because you never know who's gonna use their last name in the wrong way, so I never use my last names. I haven't used it since grade 9.
When Facebook first started, for years I wasn't allowed to put my last name because they thought it was fake.
Yeah.
They thought it was another word I was using, like a random word that I was trying to claim as my last name, so I had to use my mom's last name, which is Spencer.
Right.
And at the time I was dating a boy named Spencer, so everyone thought I was just that crazy girl obsessed with her own boyfriend.
Yeah, oh my god, that's crazy.
It's like, no, it's my mom's name, I swear.
Especially in high school or elementary school, it's like everybody's so close to each other. It's kind of like a small neighborhood or town.
Yeah.
Everybody starts
paying each other's business all the time. So
it gets crazy. Thank God we're not there. But I mean, college life is totally different. There's more drama here than I thought it would be in high school. It's just I thought we all grew up, but I guess we didn't grow up.
Some people don't grow up and they just bring it with them, and you know what? That's okay if they like that lifestyle. But I definitely like to lead, to let go.
Yeah.
It's hard to carry stuff and bring it home with you and then bring it to when you're trying to fall asleep and then you're ruining your sleep cycles and it's just a big
because I feel like that person who's talking doesn't lose sleep, but the person who's we shouldn't care about it, but we do, and then we lose sleep.
Yeah, we lose sleep when they're sleeping like babies.
Exactly. That's how it is, and that's my rule. I made a video 2 weeks ago. I said it. I'm like, not everybody's gonna love you, and not everybody's gonna hate you. So that's a good thing that not everybody loves you because that means you're doing something right.
Yeah.
If a person doesn't like you or dislike you, that means you're actually doing something right in the
100%.
community or somewhere.
Yeah.
And if everybody loves you, that means you're kind of useless and you're not doing anything that you're supposed to. So they're like, oh, okay, this is just a guy that everybody loves.
Yeah.
It's nice or whatever. So that's how I follow the rule.
And with the elections, a big thing that people are surprised that I'm doing is I'm not just promoting myself, but I'm telling them to talk to the other candidates. I'm telling them to look them up because if you're not going to vote for me, vote for someone because this is starting good habits because we as a nation have the choice to who we put in charge.
That's how it is.
And we should be starting this early, in situations where you have the chance to vote, you should start already practicing this and reading up on what these people want to do for you so that you can start getting in the habit of voting.
That's actually a good thing you brought up because I know for the federal election, a lot of my friends, they didn't even vote.
Yeah.
And then I'm just and then they, a year later, they start complaining. I'm not getting this, I'm not getting it. I'm just
you could have voted and gotten what you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because that 1 or 2 votes, if we think it doesn't matter, but it actually does. Because if you're at a 499,000 and you need that 1 or 2 votes for you to, especially if you're doing a presidential election and you need 50 plus 1 or things like that, just do that and that person wins. So it's that 1 vote. And they start complaining after this and that. I'm like, I don't even know if you have the right to complain because you didn't vote.
And that's the thing, and that's what got me involved with wanting to run, essentially. I grew up as the classic, girl in high school and always, I spent a lot of the time actually in my principal's office because I argued with my teachers a lot.
Oh my God.
My poor mom. My poor mom.
They called your mom
all the time. One of my vice principals had a candy bowl and I would just open his door and he'd be like, what'd you do now? And he knew and it's because I was a lot of the time advocating for students who were being mistreated in front of the whole class, and I thought that embarrassing someone wasn't fair. Yeah. But I never did anything about it. And then when actual elections came when I turned 18, I didn't vote. Because I hated the idea of politics. I hated how there has to be someone in charge and it has to be all this way. But as I grew up, my eyes opened and I found myself complaining about a lot of things I wasn't happy for, and that is why I'm running, because there are things I'm unhappy with and that I would like to see different at Durham College.
I would wish everybody had a mindset like you. Like, I mean, I'm only 23, but people say I look old from physical appearance, and when I talk sometimes because like I love talking to older people. I don't know why.
It's my favorite thing. I go up, there's a lake called Lake Durham north of here, and that's where I grew up coming to Ontario from Quebec to visit, and that's actually essentially how I ended up in Durham region. Because I love my family so much. This is a predominantly 60 plus community, I would say. There are a couple, there's younger and then there's young families, but there's a lot of retirees, and they are my favorite to be with. Like, I'm going this coming weekend to hang out with them. I go there for my Halloween. They throw a big dance for everyone, and they have the best costumes, handmade, I've ever seen. Like, it's just, there's so much more fun, and that's where I'm only 24, so that's where I get a lot of my life experiences, by hanging out with the people that are older than me. It's just where I'm more comfortable, whereas my favorite person in my class, one of them is Michelle, and she's in her, she has her 3 older kids that are older than me. So I don't want to say her age because that's rude, but she is older, she's a mom, and she's like a great person to be around, and I really like that. I
think that's a good thing. Well, since you're giving a shout out, I might as well give it like 2 to my friends, who's Shauna and Jermaine. Like, they're older than us too. But I'm not going to say the same thing to you. I'm not going to say their age, but like, I hang out with them because there's some people that live more than us, but they don't know enough. There's some people that live more and they know enough. So they're those people that they're actually older and they're educated. At the same time, because there are some people, like, I'm sure you know too, like, either they're in politics or they're just hanging around your family or anything. They're older, they're probably 40, 50, 60, but they don't really know what they're talking about. When it really comes into an educated conversation, they don't know what to say. They get stuck because they haven't been around those people. Like with me, like I'm like you. I argue with my parents, or they say something like, "Oh, by the way, that's wrong." No, according to this law, you're not supposed to say that. Or this and that. And they're like, "Why do you talk so much?" I'm like, "Well,
I love it." My poor spouse, I'm always like talking his ear off. There's times where he has to get up and he's just like, "I can't talk anymore. I need time." But I just love, and I feel like everyone has something to teach us. Whether they're younger or older than me, there's something I don't know that they could teach me. And I love that. I love learning, and it's hard. I didn't think I'd ever go back to school. Now I'm here and I'm like, I love it. Like, woo, school.
That's a good thing, because I think I was watching Steve Harvey's show or someone else other show, an interview, and they said that, like, we usually hate high school, college, or university, but then once we graduate and we get into the work life, they're like, oh, I wish I was in high school or university or college again, because it's so much fun. I know we started having responsibilities when we reach this age. But at the end of the day, it was so fun. You find friends around, and you get, like, I know one of the questions I was going to ask you, since we are doing the conversation, networking and stuff. I think we meet a lot of people through that. Like, did you meet anyone through networking as well, and that's how you got motivated to get into the elections and stuff?
So many things. Growing up, networking, I was. It's hard to say this. I don't want to insult any parents or anything, but I didn't come from any type of stability of money. My mom was a single mom working 40 hours a week and whatever. So I knew right then that if I wanted to get places I needed to be, that building new relationships was the way I was going to do it, because I wasn't coming from somewhere that was going to help me. She did everything possible, and the definition of a parent actually is just to prepare that child for the world. Prepare for them to leave you. And she did that flawlessly, and I definitely give her kudos. Like, she was hard on me, but it made me who I am and made me able to go out into the world. So being able to do that, like, I thank her big time. But also, like, since I didn't come from money, I knew I had to work a bit harder. And when I went to university and I had to sign out my own student loan and everything, I didn't realize what that meant. And then I hated what I picked, because I just picked on a whim. Like, I didn't even know what to do, so I just picked something, and I ended up actually ultimately dropping out. I did meet my spouse in university, so I'm going to say that that was just what was supposed to happen, and that's why I went there in Nova Scotia. But to be able to network is something that right now is not being provided by Durham College. We're not having opportunities to meet people that are going to be in our industry once we get here, whether we stay in Canada or not. We need to be able to build those relationships. So I'm going to use a great example for myself. I'm in the media school at MAD, and I want to be able to meet broadcasters and journalists and photographers, because those are talents that I don't have down pat like I do the one I'm studying, which is PR. So to be able to build these relationships, have events, and then be able to, like, invite industry experts that are living in Ontario with us right now to talk to us what's currently going on, because all of our professors, most of them are not currently in the industry because they're teaching us.
Right.
So we need to keep tabs on what's actually happening in the real world, and I think that's important. So be able to have a fun time with all the different schools that are in Durham College, and everyone to have that perfect experience of meeting everyone in that industry, because when the time comes, I should be able to reach out to someone saying, hey, do you know if anyone's looking for PR, or vice versa? I'm looking for a photographer. Right. Oh yeah, I remember I met a bunch of them at the event at my school. Why don't I just message them on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
So having that perfect bridge, and having it a series that DCSI can put on, because right now they're just looking for more opportunities to help the student body. That's what everyone's working towards, is making it better, and not enough people are giving feedback. So a lot of people are complaining but not saying what they want. Yeah. And I want to be that middleman of open line communication to be able to help with everything.
I think sometimes it's just how comfortable the person is talking. There are people that just come there like, they come to class an hour early, they're just sitting in their book, they're writing. I call them bookworms because they are that. They just come, and when they really go into the real world, they're not street smart. Because they don't know what to do. And like you said, coming from upbringing of not having super wealth behind you or millions or billions of dollars, you actually know how to earn that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like billionaires or millionaire sons that inherited that money. They go to school, they have the nice car, they have the nicest house, they probably have the most beautiful wife or husband, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, if they go bankrupt or their business doesn't work and they shut down, they don't know what to do, because they haven't come from bottom to the top. They were at the top always. They never knew what poverty meant. So, or even like not even poverty or middle class. Like I'm middle class, you're middle class. We know how to do our stuff. We're street smart, but like you said, not everybody's street smart, and I think that's a big deal.
And another thing is, I love pushing people out of their comfort zones. I have a lot of friends that identify as introverted or just like as quiet people, but not really putting a title to it. And I love to just push them out of their comfort zone and be like, let's go do this. Let's go. I'm going to save it till tomorrow, but for the next 3 days, I'm going to be doing something that people are going to be like, what is that girl doing? But it's the only way I know that is going to draw attention, so I'm going to do it. Yeah. And hopefully it goes great and my plan works, and you'll get to see it tomorrow. But I just feel like there's a time in life, and it comes at any age. It hit me younger than most, but I stopped caring what people think about me. But that's not just that. Like, I'll take anything to offense. If I've upset someone or let someone down, that is what haunts me. Yeah. Not that I'm embarrassed of anything, but that I didn't fulfill something that I promised on. Yeah. And that is what keeps me up at night, instead of worrying about what others think about me, is just that I failed somehow. Yeah. And then, I feel like the minute people start being their authentic selves is when a lot of people hold up on not being able to find the right person for them, because they're so worried about what they look like and what they say, and they're not being themselves, and themselves is going to attract the person that's perfect for them. Yeah. So I feel like that's really important for people to remember. That's actually correct. I remember, we're both out of high school for a minute now, but at the same time, I remember in I was going to grade 11, this one of the other girls, she was in grade 11 going to grade 12, so she was running for the president position, and she told us, I'm like, you're not promising anything because you know it's going to happen or not, but you're going to try your best. The same way she did. She's like, I'm not going to make promises and not fulfill it. She's like, I will do as it goes. Yeah. So that's much better than me promising the moon to everybody, but not really doing anything and just coming with an empty hand. So it really doesn't work that way. So I think it's much better, like, I'm going to go back to Lon again, like you said, vote for somebody that would actually back you up. And I feel like I'm not endorsing you, but I'm just saying as a person, I think, like you said, it's good to vote for somebody who cares and stuff, because you can put yourself in that position. Yeah. If I was running, I could put myself in that student's position, because I'm a student, that person is a student, they're probably first year, I'm probably second or third year, but like that's how it is. And I saw your Instagram page. Are you first year or second year? I am a first year.
First year, second semester, or first? Second
semester. First year, second semester. Which everyone's like, you're first year running. Yeah, like this isn't my first post-secondary, so I guess that's what makes me more comfortable in doing it. But as I grew up, I had more passions for social justices, and I feel like this is a big part where I can start dipping my toe in the water and seeing if this is really the route I want to do for the rest of my life. Right. Getting into politics and making real change, not the change that is talked about and then not followed through with, because I'm willing to fight tooth and nail. I would, and this sounds horrible, but I would take a bullet for a stranger. Like, that's just the person I am. Yeah. Because I don't know, even if it was someone I didn't like, and I don't like hate people, I dislike people. Yeah. who have done me wrong, but I don't hate anyone right away by just looking at them.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone deserves a chance. So I would literally go out and just help anyone, and I feel like that's why someone like me that's what pushed me to run.
Right.
Is that I want more people like me willing to do these things in office versus people who care more about the dollars coming in.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
I think nowadays big corporations are turning into that.
Mm-hmm.
And even in sports, like you see a lot of politics in sports. You see a coach that's coaching for a football team or a basketball team for 9-10 years, but they just get let go because of 1, 2, 3 games and he didn't play good and didn't have good attendance and they didn't make that money. The guys are like, well, we're going to let you go even though they knew that was a great coach or a great teacher or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think everybody, it's the same thing as being a living. Like, nobody's promised tomorrow the same way job is, so nobody's guaranteed a job permanently.
Yeah.
Unless you own your own business. Even that, you never know. You can go down anytime.
Anytime.
Yeah, so it's crazy. I'm same thing like you. I love politics too much. I want to run in the future, either here or back home in Afghanistan. But I always say, like, my cousins, my friends, they always like, you'd be a good member of parliament or thing. Like they say president. I'm like, that's you have to be 45 minimum to run for presidency in back home. So I'm just like, well, by 45, I have a long way to go. I'm only 23 right now.
But everything you do from now on, and that's how I'm looking at it. Like, if I want to do anything big, everything from this moment on can be in preparation, in benefit of me being in whatever position I end up being in the future. And everything is, again, a learning experience. So all these little things I'll be doing will help me be better when that time comes. 100% you should run when you get back home. Even if I know there's rules and stuff, but get involved. There's a lot of issues around the world, not just it's everywhere. And a lot of people are scared to run because, and I was thinking about it last night, I was like, if I start really getting into it, like, the US is an extreme, but there are bad things that happen and the secret dirty money that goes on behind closed doors. And I was always like, I'll never be a part of it, but what if something forces me, life or death situation? That's a scary thought, and that's what I guess also would hold a lot of great people back to running from the risk.
Yeah, a lot of family members too. Like, whether you're a journalist or you're in politics, your life is in danger 24/7.
24/7.
Because you never know what's gonna happen. If you're in politics, there's gonna be haters. Because maybe.
But there's haters even when there's no politics.
No politics.
Some are just
at least they're not gonna kill us, though.
Yeah.
We know they're not gonna come with a gun or something.
Well,
but
hopefully.
Thank God we don't live in America. I mean, because that would be crazy. But so it's danger everywhere, whether we're sitting in our house or outside. But like you said, we have to have that courage to go outside and actually make a difference. And I feel like you would do a great job in that part because you have experience in it and you're living example of everything. I feel like we also should do, because if one person is running and they have the courage, girls are going to look up to you. They're like, oh my gosh, she's close to her age, we can do the same thing. Because I feel like there's a lot of girls or even older females that don't have the courage to do it, either family problems or different stuff or a spouse. But I think it's a good thing when you're coming out, because then they know, hey, there's at least somebody that's a woman that's in a high position, then I can do the same thing, whatever I want to. Because I feel like people say there's democracy, but I feel like there's male dominance too.
100%. I had a teacher in high school my last year in Quebec. That's grade 11.
Right.
So my last year of high school, classic white male teacher. He looked at me straight in the face and said, "You'll never be more than a waitress."
That's crazy.
And that one sentence he said to me is now driving me to make sure that never happens.
Right.
Because one, who does he think he is saying that to me? That's horrible. And I just need to prove him wrong, and everyone else in that class who would have agreed with that, because I did not care about high school, and a lot of people don't when they're there because, I don't know, we don't see the big picture at the time. And now, and I didn't think I was going to come back after dropping out of university, and I was like, wow, maybe I will be a waitress. But there's something that changed, and I found I just never was given the right tools to find where I belonged. In the education system. So now that I have, thanks to 20 million aptitude tests that I've taken, I think I'm on the right path, and I can hope to continue to keep going in education, because I'm having a lot of fun learning about different things and meeting new people. I'm new to Ontario, so this is a great way for me to meet new people outside of my house. I
think that was the same thing for me too, eye-opening when I went from Scarborough, from multicultural place to a place. that was more dominance by like white folks, and everybody was there was white. Like literally, I was the only brown guy in that school, in that high school. I was in grade 12. I'm like, yeah, literally, I went into registration in grade 12, and I was just like, cool, am I like the only person? But everybody, like, I remember when I was going, like, the summer before September school started, my friends were like, you would actually fit in with them. They're like, you look Italian a little bit, and I'm like, really? Like, I get a lot of that. They're like, you either Spanish or Italian. I'm just like, really? So I have, like, a lot of Italy hats and stuff. I just wear them. I'm like,
no one knows. Like,
exactly.
I blend.
That's how it is. But when I talk to my Afghan folks, they're like, no, you look Afghan. I'm like, are you sure? Because I hear more people saying, I'm like, they're like, oh, no, you look Afghan. I'm like, because I said I'm Afghan, now you're saying it.
Mm-hmm.
And the other stuff I read on your Instagram page was you said more space for religious purposes and stuff like that.
So right now, there's only one room I'm aware of.
Yeah, that's near the L wing. I've seen for
near in the MAD area. At this time, since my classes are near there, when I go to the bathroom, I often see girls, obviously, because I'm not going into the men's room.
Right.
Women and girls washing their feet in the sink and getting ready for prayer, and I feel like that right there is an injustice. Like, they should not be forced to clean themselves in a public bathroom where everyone's going to do their own thing. They should have their own other room to get ready for prayer. Also, the room isn't cutting it.
No.
What I was told today, actually, by my classmate Akshay, he said that there's a specific temple or form of prayer space that they don't have even in Oshawa for people who are Sikh. They have to drive all the way to Ajax to be able to go. I'm not saying the name because I will butcher the name, and I don't want to do that. So there's something missing, and if at least we can do a space for them on campus for Sikh people to practice prayer, they should have that, and we should have a room dedicated, not just one room for all religions, because how are you gonna make it feel good about what you're used to?
You be confused where to. Like,
this is just a blank room because you can't offend by missing one.
No.
And I know there's a lot of religions and we have to work, but there's also a lot of spaces that can be turned into something better. Whether it be, maybe we'll have one room, but there's certain hours of the day where it becomes a different, room setup. And working with DCSI, and hopefully if we were to survey the students, everyone would say what they want, and then we'd be able to do that. But the important part there is the students need to say what they want. And a lot of students are complaining still, but not saying anything. And that's just for everything, not just the religious spaces, that's everything. But definitely my biggest thing is to try to push for a space where people from anywhere can clean themselves. They don't have to come here to the gym to clean themselves, and they don't have to just go to the bathroom and balance on one foot while they clean themselves. That's not okay, for sure.
You're absolutely correct. I'm Muslim, so when we pray 5 times a day, you have to clean yourself 5 times a day.
Every time.
Every time
you have to clean. My old Subway manager was Muslim, and he was always cleaning himself before prayer, and he made it work because he was the franchise owner. So he was able to tailor his back room to him. But because I learned from him, how is this okay that we don't have a space for that?
I've seen that one.
We're so many international students here. This is why this school, essentially can function so well. There's so many people from around the world, so let's accommodate everyone.
You're absolutely correct, because a lot of different religions, like you said, we can't get into everybody, or we can't go to everybody and fulfill it. But the mainstream or the big religions, because I know there's a lot of Sikh people, a lot of Muslims, a lot of Hindus and stuff. So I think there's a need for all those stuff. And I think, after saying that and people watching it, I think they will definitely vote for you for that, because
I hope so.
I think that's the biggest thing. Not even just in school. I think nationally, having mosques or doing like that. I know obviously in an Islamic country, because it is Islamic, so the government will pay for the mosque and stuff. Here you have to privatize it and everything, so you have to do yourself. I think that's a big problem for every religion, not just Sikhs or Muslims. I think it's Christians and the other ones too, whether going to church or temple. So I think that would be a really good thing. If you could do it, everybody would be happy. I'm sure there's a lot of Muslim students here, or Sikhs or stuff.
And I grew up in Montreal, where I'm not going to say there wasn't issues. Of course, there are racists throughout any community. However, I was lucky enough to be introduced to so many different cultures. Where I lived, there wasn't just a school where you're going to be the only non-white person. I had everyone from my school there with all different backgrounds, and I got to learn from that. And then growing up as a young child, I was in a Protestant United Church, and with our Sunday school activities, we would visit other places of worship for other religions, and that right away opened my eyes. And I think religion is beautiful.
Yeah.
Period. Whatever you believe, I think it's beautiful to have a belief in something that helps you get through every day.
Yeah.
That alone is worth everything.
Right. I think that's a good thing to do as well, because like we always, like us Muslim students or my friends, when we talk to each other, when we pray, we feel some kind of a power. I don't know why. Like after we clean ourselves and we go pray and we just come out, like your body feels totally different.
100%.
It's crazy.
And what some people can compare it to is people who aren't religious just meditating.
Yeah.
You feel so much better after you meditate. So
your body feels
people
empty.
need to open their minds to it, because just because you're doing it a certain way doesn't mean, like, don't ignore the way other people are doing it, because that's that for them.
Right.
And we should respect that.
Yeah. I think that's a great point too, because I'm not going to say closed-minded people, but there are people that don't accept other religions or other people, whether in their friends group or community group or in their area. And I feel like that's really bad, because every religion, every culture, every ethnicity should be welcome to a community. And the community I live in now in Stouffville is the best community I could ever lived in from 2013 until now. Like, it's all white people, but now it's multicultural. It's kind of turning into Scarborough. And even during that time, when I moved in 2013, it was only 20,000 people that time, and now it's 44,000.
Wow.
And it's still, that time I was the only non-white person, but all my friends, they were white, but they were so welcoming, and then they were accepting of the religion of Islam. And I'm just like, wait, wow.
I would literally go to any religious celebration as long as people would have me, because I love, again, learning about other things around the world. So essentially learning about other people's religions, like, I love it all. I love it all, and I wish more people were like that.
There's a lot of I know Muslim students, or especially my Afghan community, a lot of students, we hold events. Like about 2 weeks ago we had an event for a traditional gala, and now this Friday we're having for New Year's, like Afghan and the Persian, we celebrate New Year's in spring. So we're having that. I think when you go into those type of places and you talk to the people there, because let's say you came to an event and I was attending Durham College, and you talked there, or you just met people around, and then you're like, oh, she goes to Durham College, she's going to do that, she's going to do this. And then they would vote for you, because I feel like just in school, it's great, but then you want to meet everybody, and you don't know who comes in and who goes from Durham College. So I think a lot of people, I will tell my Afghan association from different universities to invite Jenna too, if you guys want to.
I would love to come.
Like, I would love to too, because I know we're having, like, in the next 3 weeks, we're having 2 events happening this Friday, and then the other one is on the 28th. So one of those two, whichever one you're free, I can talk to the executive committee, and then if they want to, and I'll just message you if you wanted to come, you can come. It's like it's usually until the late night. You don't have to stay all the way until 2 o'clock. You can just come for like 2-3 hours if you want to. But it's kind of far, so I would say central late night, and then just grab that home. That way, you know how it is. And we wear our traditional clothes, and it's kind of like what we do during the praying 5 times and cleaning. That's usually the religion says it's either, well, New Year's is not in the religion, but that's more cultural thing. But like when you have the religious holiday like Eid and stuff, usually the last day of Ramadan, the next morning when you wake up, you have to look nice and smell nice before you go to the mosque. So I would say, like, I would actually tell everybody, because I know there's a lot of Muslims in Ajax, Pickering, and Whitby and stuff. It would be awesome. And then the events that are happening, they're not in school campuses, they're kind of far, but I will talk to them, and then I'll have you in communication.
For sure, and this is one step for anyone who's ever felt uncomfortable. I'm not uncomfortable, because it's really hard to get me feeling uncomfortable. But for anyone who feels that way, like, and have these ideas about certain religions because of past histories that happen, and everyone's just blaming a specific religion for it, this is a great opportunity to open your eyes and learn about other religions, because it's not 100%, because I had the chance to learn about it. Everything being taught is not what extremists are doing. There are 2 different roads there.
Stuff,
and that's the same with extremists in any other religion, including Christianity. Like, I do not align myself with those extremists. Like, it's just, and we all have to keep that in mind at all times.
I think that's a really good point. I mean, I have a lot of questions, but I'm going to ask you.
I'm talking so much about everything else.
That's a good thing, actually. That's a good thing. And I think there was nap space. I feel like we need a lot of nap space, because there's a lot of students 3-4 hour lecture and then we are done. Like the body has no more energy left in it.
And then you have to wait like 5 hours before your next 3 hour or the bus
comes.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's crazy.
right now at this time, and they even advertise it today on Durham College's Instagram, the nap pods at the top, 3rd floor of CFCE.
Yeah.
There's about like 6 to 8 different size pods. They are always full anytime I go. And another thing is people feel like that's a good space to go hang out and chit chat loudly while people are trying to study or sleep. And I really want to make that better by at least enforcing more policing to the area in the sense of if you're going to talk. Quiet area. So have a security guard. I know I only saw the first security guard come up yesterday or the day before yesterday when I was there on a chair. And I don't know if it was just a coincidence that he was there, but I've spent many hours there before, and I've never seen one. But just having a security guard tell people who are talking to quiet down or leave would help a lot of people because we're forced to like sleep with headphones, and then you can't fall asleep because there's something jamming you in your ear.
Exactly.
So it's just really uncomfortable. My favorite spot right now is the IT Commons, the couches along the window. I have to put headphones in still, but I can lay back so I'm not pushing it. And then I know there's a security guard coming by, so I'm comfortable sleeping there with my stuff.
And you're safe.
And I'm safe. There's enough people around that if something was to happen, hopefully someone would say something. So I do kick back there a lot, but there should be more. And I know DCSI, when I brought this platform to them, they said they have been working on getting more around campus. However, if I'm elected, I'm going to drive that one home for sure. Because I live far and I have early days. I'm not sure what my next semester is going to be like. But there are a lot of people who have big gaps who don't live close enough to just pop on home and come back.
So they sleep in the...
So we sleep wherever, and then we're forced to see people just sprawled out anywhere. Which sucks.
It's crazy. I think that's one of the biggest concerns. Like
we are tired.
I used to sit there too, but then, like you said, chit chat, and I couldn't handle it because I'm a guy. If I'm on my laptop or cell phone, I don't talk. If I'm talking, then I'm pretty loud. But when I know there's people that are respectful of that, and I don't talk a lot when I see that happening, but I do that usually somewhere that's everybody's talking. I feel
like the cafeteria. You don't nap in the cafeteria.
You don't have to.
There's a reason for that, you know. Like
people take naps in it, but I mean, if
they're
you're
okay with it,
exactly.
But we should have more quiet zone spaces, or even being able to book a room like we did today, and going somewhere to grab a beanbag or something that you can pop on in this room and shut the door. And just have your quiet zone, and you've booked it, and that's that.
Right. I think that's a good point. I mean, that was not on my question, but since you reminded me of this, are you gonna have more study space like this, or are you gonna suggest it to the
that would be if enough people said there was an issue, for sure.
Because there is an issue for that.
I know this was someone brought this idea up to me, and I thought it was genius. Having the schedule of the classroom outside the classroom door, so that you know when it's free. You can't book it per se, but you can go in there. So having every class that's allowed to be to the public. There's no expensive materials inside where it can be destroyed or stolen. To have those, these are the openings, I can go there. Because it's hard to build new buildings. We've already built a lot.
There's a lot of money that gets
There's a lot of money. Right now, Whippy is expanding big time, so that's where the focus will be. However, just simply putting a paper in front of every classroom door showing when it's free will eliminate the crisis of booking rooms because it's impossible.
Trust me, today I was looking.
I go and I can't book a single room I'm like unlucky, so I get other people to do it now because anytime I'm on, nothing.
It's only half an hour, even if there's open, and then you see these random groups that are booking it, and they're not even in that room, and you can't go in because it's booked.
I definitely know people who've booked it just for the whole semester and use it when they can. That I understand why they do it because it's impossible to find space, so I get it. But to just be able to use any open room without repercussion would be great.
I think this. I mean, like today when I was booking a room, I literally had to go through 10 different blogs to find it. And then I found 2. I actually booked 3, and one of each of them was half an hour, but this was the only one that was 1 hour. And I'm like, let me just book this because you don't know what's gonna happen. It's crazy. So I'm like, okay, let me book it. It's not even far. I've seen this room, but I didn't know you were allowed to book it until I finally found out. But like you said, not a lot of people are technologically very advanced, or they don't want to have technology, or they don't have the budget to pay for phones monthly and
Sometimes it's last minute. You're like, wow, I would love a quiet room right now, and then I remember last week I walked around until I just found one. and it's an unbookable room.
Yeah.
So, but it's still a tiny room. So I just went in and, you know, hope that no one else came and said, hey, that's my room. But I just went in. I had to do it.
Yeah, that happened to me today. Where I was just sitting over there. I came a little early. I don't know why. It's my habit. I just come early everywhere.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there, and there were 2 ladies in here. They were, I think they were done at 1 o'clock, and they didn't know the time. They probably came in because it was empty, and the interview time was coming. I wanted to set everything up, so I came in and I asked them. They brought their friends, and they thought it was a thing, and then I was like, oh, it's almost 1 o'clock. So it was like 59 or 1 already, and then I was like, hey ladies, you know, I'm sorry, but I booked this room for this. So they didn't know. Maybe, like I said, they probably didn't go on the thing. They didn't
even know it was bookable.
Exactly. So they probably didn't know. Like, I didn't know at first too. Until I really went in, and then I asked one of my friends, they're like, oh, we just went in. I'm like, wait, I don't think you just go in. I think there's a system for it.
Yeah.
So I looked around, I researched, and I found a system for
Yeah.
it. And I think that's a lot of, like you said, a lot of people, like I've seen it since first semester. Every block, A and B blocks are especially, they're just booked.
Yeah.
For the whole semester, and I think it's crazy. And like you said, we want to find spaces to chill at, or just talk, or eat, or study, especially when you have like big exams coming up.
Yeah.
For like the nursing or engineering students or media. Like I'm broadcasting students, so
our exams aren't our tests. They don't even call them exams anymore. Our tests are not where we have to like know how to execute math.
Yeah.
Ours is the art of communication.
Exactly.
So it's just, you know, how to spell more than anything, or Canadian press style ways. Yeah, so it's different, but there's still studying involved.
Yeah.
It's not like stressful where you need memory aids,
Right.
but we still need to know our stuff to pass.
Yeah, that's correct. This is gonna be my last question. I promise I won't ask more than this.
No problem.
Food, affordable food, and you said more options to it. So I'm excited about that one. You can see I'm pretty big. So like I got from skinny to big real quick. So
So how any university or college works is there's a existing contracts with a food provider. So on this campus, it's Aramark at this time. I don't know what the futures are for that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not in office yet or elected yet, so I don't know the full details. I just know Aramark's in charge. With Aramark, I have funny history with them. I've worked with events for them. They've been great, but this was at a facility, a workspace facility, and they're very accommodating. And then I've been to university where we have certain populations where they'll focus their foods more on the population of students, but they won't do it right. They'll do the cheap way, and it won't be so funny example. And this isn't to Aramark. It could have just been the staff at campus that's what worked that day. But they had a sushi night, and I ordered a poke bowl, and I ordered tuna, but it was canned tuna with mayo on top of my sushi bowl.
That's great.
And I was just like, what is this? and just things like that. So. We all come here and spend a lot of money to come here, right?
Yeah.
Again, not as much money as other people around the world are spending, but a lot of money is being spent, and then when we're stressed out or don't have time in the mornings to make our own lunch or the week before, a lot of people have busy lives. Everyone can't meal prep. That's not a realistic thing. So we grab a bite on campus. The cheapest actual meal on campus at this time that I'm aware of is a slice of pizza.
For $4.20.
$4.20, yeah. So a slice of pizza. I know it has many food groups on it. Doesn't mean it's healthy.
No.
I personally can't eat it because I have allergies.
Yeah.
So I'm stuck to always minimum spending $10.
That's crazy.
And then I'm stuck with like 2 options.
Yeah.
Because of my allergies. And the people who make all these decisions aren't people who have these allergies and taste the food and they're like, oh, it's good enough for them, so whatever.
Yeah.
On the sense of healthy foods, there's different contracts. I'm sure there's different talks. Again, I'm not involved in the talks yet, but there should be more. There should be more. And I know there's more coming. Again, I try to find out, but they can't say anything, but I will never stop trying. And then affordability. With affordability, at least if we can't change anything in the contract, having 2-for-1 days or buy one,
get one half price.
Coupon days where you can have, like Subway. Subway is notorious for their coupons. They have their sub of the day.
McDonald's too.
Yeah, they have sub of the day, coupon day. So why can't we at least do that on campus? If a student's gonna have to pick something to spend, like let's make it a good. Especially the mind.
Yeah.
Psychologically, they feel better about it, so why not do that?
That's absolutely correct, and I agree.
Healthier options. I don't want to have to walk off campus to find. I don't have to meet extreme pita in the calf. I don't want to spend $12 on whatever salad that becomes, because it's not a lot. I'm never full after that. I need like a salad, So I just want to continue to do that. They did survey the students for the DCSI building of what they'd like to see where the grill house would be. And unfortunately, it came back that everyone wanted burgers when we have 2 burger restaurants across the street. And I was just like, I don't know if all the people who want healthy food, because anyone I talk to wants healthy food, but then when it comes down to it, the results say something else. But even if we can't change that, I at least want to input a vending machine with healthy alternatives, drinks, snacks, whatever that you can grab and feel good. Even if it's a bar to hold you over, have it meet all the allergen-friendly things, because right now I'll find a bar, but it doesn't meet all the allergen things. I'll have something I can't have in it. And I know that's me being picky, but there's also a lot of people religiously who can't eat a lot. Like gelatin for Muslims or... And gelatin's in everything that people don't even know about. It's crazy. They don't even know about it. So all these things, just having a place where we can find something that accommodates to everyone. One place. I'm just asking for one place to come about. And this could be something that I don't see in my time at Durham College, but at least I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there to push, because again, with religious restrictions, like we're always going to have international students, so let's accommodate that too, and not make it this quick American fast food style stuff, which is not good for you. So I go to McDonald's because of the expenses so much. Like a cheap, and it's cheap, but not good for you. But you pick cheap every time. I pick cheap every time, or free. I'll find wherever is free, and luckily DCSI, actually a lot of people don't know, pizza days, when they bring in pizza on campus, they always have a vegan gluten-free pizza in the back. You just have to ask for it. So having that, and people don't know about it, I want to bring more awareness to that, but they have that option, and why can't other places? If we can have the free food day do it, why can't other places do it? That's awesome, and I actually applaud you for that, and I hope you get succeeded. And like I'm gonna tell everybody, I want that affordable food too, because trust me, I spend over $12 a day. And you're like banking in on over $60 a week, and you're just like, I can't do this. No, it's crazy, especially if you're working once or twice a week. I don't know. You have to do lunch and dinner because you're out twice. And some people are here from like 9 a.m. until like 11 p.m. Like my brother goes to New York, and sometimes he leaves home like 7 a.m. and then he comes back like 12 p.m. in the night, or 12 a.m. in the midnight. And you need to, like, you can do as much again, meal prepping as you want, but food sitting in your bag isn't that good. No. Especially in a plastic bag or bin or whatever, because it's not healthy. Like I'm trying to turn my whole thing from a plastic bottle to actually having a stainless steel one, so that way it keeps it cold if you're drinking water, and it's more safe, and like nothing else would do, because you're cleaning it in the morning. When I do it every morning. I clean my stainless steel bottle, and then I just put water in it. My mom was actually like mad at me because I bought a huge 1.5 liter one, and then she's like, people are gonna make fun of you. They will think you're an animal or something. I'm like, no, it's the only way to know you're getting all your water in. Exactly. You finished one that day. It's no, I get it. My spouse does that. He has his big. He has the Popeyes one, the plastic one. But he knows to calculate, like he needs to go through 2 of these, and that's the only way to stay hydrated, because that's what health is, being hydrated and all the things. It's crazy. We're told to do so much to stay healthy, but all these things on campus aren't helping us. Like a lot of people, like I go to the gym, but everybody says they're like, you can go to the gym 10 times a day, every day for 5 or 6 days, whenever you're school at, for some amount of time. But if you don't change your eating habit, you're not going to see the transformation in your body. So if you're eating McDonald's or Popeyes outside, but then you come and do a 2-hour workout, you're not seeing a lot of difference. You pretty much only worked off the meal you just ate. Or you're just building more fat on top of the fat you already have. Then you turn into a bulky guy, and then you're like, oh my God, what happened to me? So I think 100%. You're really right. So there's always room for improvement, and that's everywhere. I mean, even I have room for improvement. Like everyone always does, and it's not me coming at whatever association is representing it. I'm just trying to have an open conversation with all these things, and to say like, hey, change is needed. It's definitely needed. Change is needed everywhere. In the world. It's needed. Like, I hope the world changes too, because we all need that change. But I'm sure you're going to bring a lot of change into this. Like you said, it probably is not during your time or my time while we're here, but it will get affected after. The ball needs to start rolling, even when we're not
Somewhere,
around.
yeah.
And then that touches essentially on climate change. Like they're talking how our greats aren't going to be alive because we're messing it up now. Well, we should take that. We should listen to that and like make this better than we left it.
Yeah, I think they did a survey. They said if our generation is even lucky to live 60, 70 years, we will be the luckiest people because our parents' generation or before that, they were estimated to live at least 65 to 70 years guaranteed.
Yeah.
Our generation, 40 to 50 or 60, we will be happy because with the stuff we're eating, we're putting in our body, starting from drinks, going with food, or like the environment is crazy.
I would love to touch on this quickly before we wrap up.
Yeah.
The indigenous that were here first,
right?
Their life expectancy was 120, 140
That's
years
crazy.
of age before we came over and brought
all
the shit that, pardon my language, all the stuff that came over with us. So it just goes to show when you do right by the earth, your life expectancy is much better. And a lot of people have a fear of dying. I mean, who doesn't? It's mostly
but we
scary
have to face it
because we don't know. Like, there's a big thing of everyone. There's so many things to believe, and I hope something is true and that this isn't just it. But we could live longer and not go so quick. So like, why aren't we doing that part? If people are so scared, they should be also people dedicating themselves to fixing everything so that they can live longer.
Yeah.
At home or not at home.
That's correct. I feel like if like I'm trying to make a change in my part, like I'm doing my part, but I feel like our parents should do the same thing.
But that's a hard argument because they didn't do it back in their day. So why should things change? And I get that. I 100% get. You were taught a certain
But that was the environment.
You saw success in what happened, so you don't understand what. And it's just. Have the conversation.
Right.
Everyone have the conversation.
Trust me.
It's small things at home that people think is so big, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's crazy. And it was nice meeting you in person. We talked a lot on Instagram.
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, the first time when I heard you on Friday when I was in Lon's class, the vision you had was great. And before that, Lon was talking about it. I'm like, he's actually at peace. It actually matches the position you're running and everything. And then since I don't have a lot of subscribers on YouTube, but I have enough people watch you, and I think that probably 10, 20, 30 votes if they come to DC would make a difference. And I'm sure, I did have a lot of
Every vote makes a difference.
It does.
And you get to win something out of it if you're selected, so like, why not? That's just odds in your favor.
Yeah, and I don't think she's running for money, so she's running for our benefits. And I would say, like she said, if you don't want to vote for her, you guys can vote for someone else.
There's 2 other candidates.
But just vote for somebody. Vote for somebody. So I would say it's. I mean, I'm not gonna say who I vote for, but you probably know from my talking who I'm gonna vote for. But I'm not gonna say directly because they will be like political or conflict of interest. But so it was nice meeting you. Thank you for taking some time out to meet me and for to have this interview, and hope we can have an interview after you get selected.
As chairperson. Of course, first interview. We'll be with you.
She said it, so you gotta
I said it.
She said it in the message for it, but now it's gonna be on social media. So you said it, and I hope you do get selected and you can make a difference for us. If it's not you, someone else, but somebody should make a difference.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.